Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 11 on this big election night. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Right now, we're tracking results by the minute. We can tell you right now, Detroit City Council President Mary Sheffield is projected to move on to the November general election in the race for Detroit mayor.
We are keeping a close eye on who will take that second spot. Here's a look at the results in the Detroit mayoral primary. There you see it right there. Mary Sheffield with 52% of the vote so far. Solomon Kinlock with 17.3%. Santiel Jenkins, 14.7%. James Craig with 5.7%. And you can see the rest of the field there as well.
And if we move on to the next one, Fred Durhall, 3.2%. John Barlow, 0.8%. Danetta Simpson, 0.7%. And Joel Hashim with 0.4%. Now, we're also following mayoral races in Pontiac and Hamtramck, a $150 million bond proposal in Livonia, and a $120 million ballot proposal in Novi.
Every vote will have an impact on our communities, but a major change is coming to the Motor City. We are bringing you Team 7 coverage tonight on the mayoral primary, hearing from the candidates and from the voters, of course.
Of course, and we begin with 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Ulsanaida, who just spoke one-on-one with candidate Mary Sheffield. And Ruta, she's been a lead contender. Now she's hoping to take this race to the finish line.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Good evening, you guys. We spoke to her 8 months ago when she announced this candidacy, and there was a lot of excitement in the air. She said her goals never changed. It's to better the city, make it safer, make sure the economy is where it needs to be. I don't know if you can see behind me here, but the celebrations are officially on. The 12-year city council veteran says she is the top candidate for the top job in the city, and now the real work begins. Take a listen. All right, congratulations. Let's begin with saying just what the next 3 months look like for you as we head to the general election.
Yeah, we're going to make sure that we engage with every single council district. We're going to hold our own town halls. We went to several community town halls that were hosted over the last few months. So now we're going to host our own throughout this entire city and continue to connect with the residents, hear their issues, and provide solutions. And we're very excited to do so.
91 days, if you can believe it, until the general election. Be sure to stay with 7 News Detroit for all your latest updates. For now, live in downtown Detroit, I'm Ruta Ulsanaida, 7 News Detroit.
Certainly a big deal for her. 12 years on the council and the youngest city council president. Yeah, big deal.
And she will be in the race as of now.
Thank you, Ruta. Our Team 7 coverage continues now with 7 News Detroit reporter Carly Petrus, who's with current number 2 in the race, Solomon Kinlock. And Carly, it is a tight race so far.
Yes, it is. And Kinlock is addressing supporters right now. So I'm going to move out of the way so you guys can tune in as we listen to him as he addresses supporters, as he slowly pulls away to that second spot.
We could be proud to hand off to our children and our grandchildren and the generations that's coming behind us. Every one of us have a role to play. And I have to be honest with you tonight, it won't be easy. When we are divided, nothing changes. And make no mistake, there are those that are powerful and have powerful interests who do not want to see us come together. But we won't be fooled. We won't be distracted. We won't settle for empty promises. We have a foundation for the first time in a long time. And the question is, where do we go from here? Detroit deserves results. And we deserve more than just you talking the talk. We deserve you stepping up and standing up and walking the walk. We need bold visions and not vanity and visibility. We don't need symbolism. We need substance. Power should not be wielded by the few.
And as we continue to listen in on Kinlock talking to his supporters, you can not only see the packed crowd, you can see the excitement, you can also feel the excitement and the energy in here. People started piling around 8 p.m. and as he slowly pulls away from that second spot, that excitement, like I said, is building. Now, since announcing his run for mayor in February, Kinlock has stuck by the notion that leading this city would be an extension of his ministry. It's a notion that also resonates with many of his supporters here. We spoke with some of those supporters tonight. He's known as a political newcomer. His supporters believe his compelling life story and his connections to Detroit are going to take him all the way. Some voters believe that his full-time job as a pastor could get in the way of the job at hand, but we will see come November. Back to you guys.
Solomon Kinloch, certainly a popular minister and pastor in the city of Detroit, and has grown his congregation, I mean, from a small flock to more than 30,000. So they showed up for him tonight as well.
And Santiel Jenkins is right on his heels, so we will see where it goes from here.
Our Team 7 coverage continues now with 7 News Detroit reporter Brett Cast live in Northwest Detroit at a party for Santiel Jenkins.
Now, Brett, it's a tight race for the number 2 spot in this primary. How's it looking now?
Yeah, well, Mike, we have not seen Santiel Jenkins actually take the stage behind me, but if you had tuned into this live shot maybe 5 minutes ago, you would have seen Santiel Jenkins behind me holding a dance-off with some of her younger supporters here. So it still is a very celebratory atmosphere here, people waiting for these results to trickle in, a very close, tight race for that second-place spot with, of course, Solomon Kinloch, as you just saw with Carly. But many people here are still very hopeful as these results are still pouring in. This watch parties here on the northwest side, kind of near the Avenue of Fashion area, near Livernois on West McNichols. We've seen many folks out here, just grassroots supporters. We've also seen the sheriff of Wayne County, Raphael Washington, out here as well. Many people really rallying support for Santiel Jenkins. Some of them have long supported her back when she was city council president, before she then became a CEO of a local nonprofit. Many others have recently kind of discovered her message here as she's running for mayor in the last few weeks and have thrown their support behind her, but many are still very hopeful as these results are trickling in. It's a very tight race for the second spot between Pastor Kinloch and also Santiel Jenkins. So I don't know if that surprised you or what you think is going to happen here as the night goes on.
Well, I'm just hoping she comes out a winner tonight and she moves on and she'll become the mayor of the city of Detroit.
So how close are you expecting it to be?
I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty close, especially in a race with 9 candidates. Every single vote counts. How close it is depends on, who did the best job of getting voters out.
Now, most folks are still here right now. Again, we have not seen Jenkins actually take the stage, but she did say earlier she plans to be here until those final results come in, so we still don't know when exactly that may be, but the party is still on here in Northwest Detroit as people are waiting for those results to finally come in. Reporting live now on the, again, northwest side of Detroit, I'm Brett Cass, 7 News Detroit.
I know a lot of people are on pins and needles, but you saw Santiel Jenkins there in all pink. She said, she fought through breast cancer and she was going to put it all on the line and run for mayor. And
she has, and we'll see how it develops tonight, but it is very close. Now, tonight, we're, of course, highlighting the voices of Detroiters discussing what they'd like to see from their next mayor. 7
News Detroit reporter Demetrius Sanders spoke to residents across the city tonight. He joins us live outside of Michigan Central Station with more on their outlook for the future.
Hey, Demetrius.
Well, while talking to Detroiters, many say that the city's progress is undeniable, but there is still a lot of areas where things can improve. And with the new leader soon taking the helm, residents say there's plenty of priorities they want to see addressed. As the Detroit mayoral race narrows to 2 candidates, residents say a lot is at stake.
I think it's very important. The biggest thing is to, pick up where Mayor Dugan left off and continue the growth of Detroit.
Tuesday, we visited several of Detroit's neighborhoods talking to Detroiters about their hopes for the city's next leader. On the west side, one woman says she'd like to see a focus on crime and beautification projects.
Well, we can't look good like the other people. Oakland County, from the hills, Southfield, all that. Let's Detroit, let's get it together.
Meanwhile, in Midtown, a resident says she wants more progress throughout the city and not just the downtown area.
It's Detroit and then downtown Detroit, like they're separate entities. So I would really like somebody to actually cater to the actual long-term citizens here.
Making the city easier to travel is also on the mind of voters. One Corktown resident is eyeing better public transit and biking opportunities.
They've done a good job on some of the bike lanes, but I think they need to expand even more and just get more knowledge out there as far as bikes and cars sharing, the lanes together.
And no matter who is selected as the city's next mayor, a man who lives in Southwest Detroit hopes they bring fresh ideas.
Place where people come and be like, oh, Detroit did this differently. We didn't do a half measure, we did twice as much. I want to see somebody do twice as much.
Now, one thing I heard from everyone I spoke to tonight is that no matter what, they want to make sure that Detroit and its residents continue to thrive. Live in Corktown, Demetrius Sanders, 7 News Detroit.
All right, we shall see how it develops. Demetrius, thank you so much. Carolyn?
All right, Mike, we want to bring in 7 News Detroit's editorial and public affairs director, Chuck Stokes, of course. And boy, oh boy, I mean, I don't think we were surprised by Mary Sheffield coming up on top, but now we have this battle for the number 2 spot.
Well, we always thought we'd battle for the number 2, especially in a primary low voter turnout, so many different candidates. And you had people like Fred Durhal and Todd Perkins, and their participation in this race cut into other areas. So that makes it a real battle for number 2. And we're just gonna have to be patient to see who that turns out to be. But it's shaping up where it could be an interesting race. If it's Mary Sheffield versus Santiel Jenkins, then you got 2 seasoned politicians
and 2
running
women.
against it, and 2 women, and you're definitely going to make history. If it's Mary Sheffield versus Pastor Kinloch, then you have a seasoned politician, someone who's had close ties with the business community, versus an outsider who's never been elected to a public office before, representing kind of the voiceless, the downtrodden. So it's an interesting race either way.
And I'm sure he's banking on his congregation as well to bring him to the finish line.
No question about it.
And no matter what, it's going to be a dogfight to the end in these next 3 months, no matter who that second spot
It's going to be hard fought, passionate. You'll see research opposition among the candidates because it's for all the marbles at that point, and they have a lot invested in their campaigns and those who are supporting them, and they want that brass ring.
Well, we're going to be watching it closely until the end. There's going to be some fire going
Buckle
down.
up.
Buckle up. Thank you so much, Chuck. All right, Mike, over to you.
Carolyn and Chuck, appreciate your insight. Now we want to check in on some other local races and results coming in tonight. In the race for Pontiac Mayor, Mike McGinnis is projected to take that win. He's not closely, but followed by Kermit Williams and then Alexandra Riley with 15.5%. Gil Garrett had 6.6% of the vote. Now the race for Hamtramck is another one people are paying close attention to. Adam Al-Harbi is projected to win with 54.5% of the vote. Muhith Mahmoud has 29.3% of the vote, followed by Khan Hossein with 13.3% and Mr. Bangladesh with 2.9%.
A $120 million ballot proposal, and in Livonia, 0 votes counted. So, well, no, we have, what is this? Is this Novi Facilities proposition? 54.8% of the voters saying yes, 45.2% saying no. That's in Novi. Right now, let's move to Livonia. And as we said, 0 votes counted so far on a $150 million bond proposal. We'll certainly keep you updated and keep an eye on this.
Definitely some big changes. Now let's head to WXYZ.com for a full list of races and results, and we'll get them to you just as soon as they come in. You can also find more election coverage detailing the proposals and candidates on the ballot.